Just waiting on YouTube to start streaming. There it goes. Okay, all my streams are good. This is breaking news. This comes from the Daily Mail. Did coronavirus originate in Chinese government laboratory? Scientists believe killer disease may have begun in research facility 300 yards from the Wuhan wet fish market. I've been reporting on this since day one about biowarfare. And this is, you can see here, it comes from the Daily Mail from the UK. Beijing-sponsored South China University of Technology concludes that the killer coronavirus probably originated from a laboratory in Wuhan. It points to research on bats and respiratory diseases carried by the animals at the Wuhan Center for Disease Control and the Wuhan Institute of Virology. WCDC is just 300 yards from the seafood market and is adjacent to the hospital. I'm just looking for the important stuff. They just often repeat themselves. The possible origins of 2019 coronavirus, penned by scholars, claims the WHCDC kept disease-ridden animals in laboratories, including 605 bats. It also mentions that bats, which are linked to coronavirus, once attacked a researcher and blood of the bat was on his skin. And there's a picture from the article. Workers in protective gear carry a bag containing a giant salamander that was reported to have escaped from the Hunan seafood market in Wuhan in central China, Hubei province in January. So they're carrying a giant salamander that escaped? What? And this is video of them taking away people suspected of having the virus. Report says genome sequences from patients were 96 or 89% identical to the bat virus originally found in the intermediate horseshoe bat. It describes how only native bats are found around 600 miles away from the Wuhan seafood market, and that the probability of bats flying from Yunnan and I can't pronounce these words, provinces was minimal. In addition, there is little to suggest the local populace eat the bats as evidenced by testimonies of 31 residents and 28 visitors. Instead, the authors point to the research being carried out within a few hundred yards at the WHCDC. One of the researchers at I'll just call it the CDC, described quarantining himself for 2 weeks after a bat's blood got on his skin, according to the report. Then he quarantined himself again after a bat urinated on him. And I can't get the large one to. Here's the map. The seafood market is right here, and the Wuhan Center for Disease Control and Prevention is right here. The researcher mentions discovering a live tick from a bat, known for their ability to pass infections through a host animal's blood. The CDC was adjacent to the Union Hospital where the first group of doctors were infected during the epidemic. It is plausible that the virus leaked around and some of them contaminated initial patients in this epidemic, though solid proofs are needed in further study. So once again, this is breaking news. I'll say it one more time of people just coming in. Did the coronavirus originate in Chinese government laboratory? Scientists believe killer disease may have begun in research facility 300 yards from Wuhan wet fish market. And then it says Beijing sponsored South China University of Technology concludes that the killer coronavirus probably originated from a laboratory in Wuhan. Okay, thank y'all for watching, and I'll come back on when I have more news.